All right, guys, so let's have a little fun with this one. So behind me is my current electric guitar rig. You know I've been trying to simplify everything on this channel, from my production with the filming to the way I make the charts. And I've been running into some major issues with my current guitar rig, but my savior came today. So we're gonna go over this rig right now, why I'm tearing it apart, simplifying, and I'll show you the new setup. And then you're gonna hear it, not today, but later. Okay, so I want you in the comments to tell us, Rob, what's like your current setup? Because here's my thing. I think back to when I used to tour in my band. My electric guitar rig consisted of a Strat and another, like a Les Paul. I had a Marshall JCM 900 head. It had a clean channel and a dirty channel, and it had reverb on both channels. You could turn it on and off. I could switch the channels. Beautiful. 412. I had a Rat pedal, a wah-wah pedal. I had a Boss DD3, which I still haven't used. In fact, it's right here. We're gonna go over this whole rig. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna little gear talk here. We're gonna nerd out, okay? And then I had a chorus pedal, and then I had maybe one other. That was it, okay? So my problem I'm running into now is behind me is my little Rev amp head. Amazing head. It's a single channel head. Now, my genre of music, the style I love to play the most, it uses clean and edge of breakup sounds and dirty tones as much in every song. So I started compensating by adding a bazillion pedals on here. Too many overdrives, switching things in and out. And then I get into band practice. I'm trying to sing lead vocals, and then I'm trying to worry about stepping on 55 pedals. And I actually have a switching system right here. Drop in the comments. Do you have any idea what this does? Because if you don't, I'm going to tell you. So anything that resonates with you, drop it in the comments. It's way more fun if we can have these discussions on here like we do in the podcast and when we're doing the videos. The more interactivity, the better. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go to a close-up of the board. I'm gonna explain the whole old setup, why my thinking is going back to my simple ways of life that I enjoyed playing music the most. This does not make me enjoy playing music. It's too much mental bandwidth. And then I'll bring the new bad boy that came today, and I'll plop him down, and we'll talk about that, and we'll see where we can take this thing. So let's look at the current rig, and I'm gonna kind of go through each piece. Tell me if you have any of these pieces, and give me your philosophy, your thoughts on what I'm talking about here, and maybe how you use yours. Okay, so let's go do that right now. Okay. So this is the little guitar head I'm using. This is a Rev D20, amazing head, tube head. It's got like an XLR out, I can interface it. It's got like a 2 notes torpedo cabinet simulator. I run it through a 112 Mojo Tone cab with a Greyhound speaker, which is kind of like a cross between like British and Fendry American style cabs. Amazing, so the cab's staying in the mix. Now this has got one channel on it. So the first issue I ran into is I play a lot of 90s style stuff. That's just my genre, that's my jam. You know, so a lot of clean, a lot of dirty tones. So if you think bands like Nirvana, bands like Sound, all the 90s bands, you name them, they all use like a nice dose of clean and dirty tones. Pumpkins, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, all of them. Same thing. My problem was, then I started compensating for this. It's like, okay, I need to throw a bunch of gain pedals on the board. This also doesn't have reverb on it. I like my reverb to be switched on and off. So if I want to tighten up my sound, I can turn the reverb off. I like different flavors of reverb, but I don't use it like super heavily. Okay, so that is a great little head. I'll keep this thing forever, more than likely. But when you see the new head, you're going to see what's going on. So issue number one, I don't have the channels I want on it. So let's go to this guy right here. Now this is my newest purchase. This one right here. This is a Tone King Royalist. Now if you're not familiar what this is kind of what some companies are going to. I think like Friedman, Tone King. You guys can probably name some. These have got tubes in it. This is a preamp section. And they're modeling like 3 different Marshall tones. And Marshall tones are my favorite. I've had boogies, I've had a lot of stuff, but Marshall's kind of where I live. That's kind of like my happy place when it comes to dirty. And I like their clean tones. It's got a clean channel, it's got a dirty channel, it's got reverb, I can switch. I can even bypass this so I can use the Rev sound. So essentially, I turned a Rev, this guy right here, from a 1 channel into a 3 channel amp. But in fact, when I started, no, listen, when you're building all this in your head and you're in your music room, everything sounds great. And you're like, oh, I got this. But when you actually use it with your band, remember, bedroom muscle versus playing with band muscle or playing like totally different. I have to run 3 cables in order to even get this to go into this. So that's not the issue. But again, I'm showing you how it's starting to get more and more complicated. Then to complicate things even further, I've got this JHS Morning Glory Clean, new JHS pedal. I believe the Morning Glory was one of their most popular selling pedals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they made the Morning Glory Clean. Love that. That's going to stay in the current rig, guaranteed. That thing's amazing. I like to use it like as an OD on my clean channel. And that's another thing I do. I get my main distortion sound, but I also like to use an OD on the clean channel for a different flavor. And then I had a rat pedal over here, and this is like the whole drive section up here. We'll get to this crazy beast here in just a minute. Let me just kind of move this over a tiny bit. And again, drop any of these pedals you have and how you use them or what's your rig. I'd love to know. So you see it's already getting out of control. So then I threw a compressor on here for a boost, and then I have my Boss SD1, and then the EQ, I kind of use that as a boost. Or again, it was just starting to become unruly. I love the MXR Phaser 90. Every time I take it off the board, it goes back on. I just love having a little bit of movement. And you guys correcting me if I'm wrong, but is it me? But do the MXR Phase 90s give a little bit of a boost when you click on it too? So that's kind of a bonus. And then before we get to like the modulation effects, okay, now here is the crazy part of this. Now, if you're not familiar with switching systems, this is a Boss ES8. And I can't complain. I got this for free, this for free, this for free, and this for free. So I got this for free too. We'll talk about that another day. But this basically what it does is it has 8 loops in it. So you run all your pedals into it, and then all your pedals are constantly on, but the loops activate the pedals. So for example, right here on channel 1, I've got the Ego compressor, and then I have the clean channel mapped to my Royalist over here. It controls. So I have this running MIDI. So it's got MIDI programming. So again, look at how crazy it's getting already. And listen, guys, all I want to do is play guitar and make music. If I wanted to be a guitar tech, that's one thing, and I can do all this stuff, but I was starting to see like this is getting crazy. And I spent like 6 hours programming this, and then I used it once. I'm like, nope. And that's why you're going to see what I purchased the other day. We're going to show it's going to be the new rig, getting back to the roots. So again, I'm programming all the pedals. I've got MIDI going. Now let's go over to the modulation section. Now, before I talk about the Strymon Volante, it's a delay pedal, amazing. Love the Strymon stuff. Any Strymon owners out there, you guys let me know too. Here's the thing. Do I need 1,000 different styles of modulation? Delay. Now, I'm going to answer that for myself. For me, I don't, because if you look down here at this little bad boy, this is my 30-year-old Boss DD3. It's my 99% gets the job done utility delay. It never quits. It never dies. And you know, after getting all these boutique pedals over the year, don't you love this simplicity of a Boss pedal? It's built like a tank. It does its job. It stays out of the way. And I actually really appreciate the big square platform. So if you want to activate the pedal, it's easier because I'm getting rid of this controller. This is goodbye. Goodbye. So maybe I have to sell this bad boy. So this is gonzoed. So again, I'm like, do I really need the Strymon in the mix? Now, so I don't eat my words, I'll probably throw the Strymon in the mix again because it's fun. But this is going to be my main delay pedal with the new rig. Then over here in the back in the top left, we have the white H9, another bazillion sounds. And I had it programmed. Was using it as a wah-wah pedal. Back in the back, you can't really see it. There is way back over here, there is an expression pedal. So I'd use it to like control the wah-wah or different levels. So it's a cool pedal. But again, I realized myself, do I want to open up an app and sit there and go through everything and build patches? I did, but then I realized I don't need it. So all I was really using it for is a chorus pedal. So check it out. I'm going to grab something real quick. So stay with me. So I'll throw this guy over here. So now there's an Earthquaker Devices C machine, a chorus pedal. I love that I can reach down and twist some knobs. you know? So if I need to use chorus, I don't need to program my H9 and have it on the board. I can just reach down, tweak the C machine. If I need a heavier modulated chorus, I can just turn knobs. I want to turn knobs. Don't you guys love turning and twisting knobs? You guys know what I mean. And then over here, we have the UA Golden. That's probably one of the best reverb, digital reverb pedals I've ever used. That thing's incredible. I got to see if that's going to stay on the board, okay? So again, and in the back, I just got a poly tuner. Now, this is a very powerful rig, but again, you know, this is like way overkill. I don't know if we kind of look at it again, and then we're going to get the new rig, and then I'm going to hop back on front of the camera here, and we're going to talk about it. So again, don't get me wrong. I am thankful for all of this stuff. It's amazing gear. We love gear. I get it. You know, and as soon as I say something, I go back to something else. But I've pulled the trigger on the new rig, which we're going to talk about right now. And then I want to get your thoughts. So keep dropping those comments. So let's go back. Let me get the new rig, and I'll tell you the new simple me and how it's going to help me enjoy creating music much more. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. So here it is, the Victory MKX50. 50 watt, can scale it down to 9 watt, all tube head. Amazing. I've been doing my research for a long time. If anyone here, if you guys are watching this and if you have any Victory amps, drop in the comments what you think about them. But I am crazy impressed with this. So what problem does this solve? How does this make my life simple? Okay. All my chord tones, 99% of everything I'm going to need is right here, except for like the delay, the chorus. It's 3 channels. It's got a clean. It's got 2 overdrive sections, and it's got 2 master volumes. It's got 2 reverbs. It's got a plate and a spring. What else could you ask for? This is a fire-breathing beast, so I can run it out to 2 cabs or 1. For now, I'm just going to use my 112 Mojo Tone cab. But everything is foot switchable too. So like I'm no longer trying to build overdrive patches and then another overdrive patch and then 2 more lead patches. I literally can build a clean, and I'm going to build mine more edge breakup. I'm going to build my main overdrive, my main dirty tone, and then the lead channel will just be like the dirty tone with a little more beef, and I can use the second volume, the second master section as a boost. So it's all right there, and everything's foot switchable. So check this out. So it's got right here, this is exactly what my Marshall JCM 900 had. This pedal has channel 1 and 2, okay? So I can switch between the clean and the overdrive, or the clean and the overdrive 2. And then I've got gain 1 and 2. So this is where I select overdrive 1 or 2. How beautiful is that? Real simple, amazing. Not only that, one thing that my Marshall JCM 900 pedal had, again, simple. It has a reverb on and off. So like, let's say you were playing something live and you want to go to a really tight, dry sound. Boom, right there on the foot switch. And this right here is got, you can switch between master 1 and 2. So meaning you got your master volume for all your channels. You can kind of set that. And then if you want to have a version of those 2 channels with a little bit of a boost, it's foot switchable. It's amazing. I mean, I'm so stoked. Not to mention this amazing little carrying case. It fits the pedals and the amp, and got the carrying handle. And on the back, you've got like a resonance. Yeah, you've got like for the power amp section, you've got like a presence and resonance section. So you can further fine tune in the lows and the highs on this puppy. But what's cool too, and I'm not trying to turn this into like an MKX50 review, but you're going to hear it on the channel all the time now. But you've got the EQ, independent EQ for the clean. It's got a shared EQ for OD1 and 2. But from everything I've heard, that's not really a problem, because I don't know how much I'll use even overdrive 2. But what I love is just how articulate, tight this thing is. Now, did I take a chance by not playing one in person because I don't have access to one where I am? Yeah. But my guy Dennis, who is more like a friend at Sweetwater, I know this is it. This is just it. So what I'm going to do is put it into a band practice, and then I'm going to come back here, make another video, and let you know what it's like. It's one thing to see, but I already know this is it, because this is back to my roots. This is back to what I had. And then I'm gonna build, I got 2 more pedal boards, so I'm gonna go to a real small pedal board, because you guys gotta understand too, another thing you have to take into account is if you're singing lead vocals. Now Bernadette, our bass player, we trade lead vocals on some songs. It's one thing if you just play guitar and you're managing your rig, and I still wouldn't want that rig behind me. It's just, no thank you, too much. But when you're singing lead vocals, you just want to know where your core tones are with just simplicity, and you want to know it's just going to happen. So, not to mention the reverbs on this thing are incredible too. The plate and the spring reverb. I mean, and then I might throw the golden. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, the whole point of this is when you write a song, when you play a part, when you build a rig, think simple, because simple always works. It just does. It will allow you to enjoy things on a deeper level. So I absolutely can't wait to report back on this bad boy. It does have an effects loop in it. So if I want to run, maybe I want to run a couple drives after the preamp set. Again, that's just personal taste, but run some of the modulation through the loop. But I mean, this has everything you want. And the fact it's like in this compact size, 50 watts. That's one more thing before we close this out I want to talk about. Is, if you play, I play single coil and humbucker output. I got Les Pauls, I got Strats, Tellys, I've got P90s and a Les Paul special. Like, I want something too, I need a little more headroom. So if I'm playing something with humbuckers, I have the 50 watts. So I'm basically future-proofing myself. I'm only buying gear now that I'm gonna keep forever, okay? So that's pretty much it. So you guys, anytime you're ready to, don't ever let anything distract you from making music. Don't let anything steal your joy, and your gear should never steal your joy. And again, I'm like beyond thankful and grateful I have that gear. It's a good problem to have, but I just knew I had to pull the trigger on this. And real quick, so my band, we're gonna try and do Message in a Bottle by The Police, okay? We play it, but we're gonna try and record it. And we're going to do a lot of video and behind the scenes with that, because we want you guys to see what a struggle that can be. We want you to see us screwing things up. So stay tuned for that. Another reason I got this now is because I want to feature this as the core sound. And that Tone King Royalist I was showing you, that's probably what I'm going to run direct through my interface for a lot of the YouTube videos when I'm doing the instructional stuff. So like this doesn't have any XLR outs. I didn't want like a bazillion bells and whistles. I just want like roots amps. I want amps the way they were made back in the day. So I'm beyond impressed with Victory. I can't wait to play this bad boy, mic it up, get some tones for you on the channel. But that's it. Any questions you guys have, drop them in the comments. You guys, I would love to know, what are you playing? I don't care. Is it an acoustic rig? The more we can share with each other, the more we can learn, the more we can collaborate. And at the end, we're just trying to be the best version of ourselves. That's pretty much it. So you guys know what to do. Hopefully I don't spill water everywhere. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Where are you playing guitar from? Okay, that's it. Only can stop you. Don't stop. See you in the next video. Peace.